All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Karaoke Andy here, and I'm glad to be back after a little family vacation. Today is the 22nd of July, 2026, and let's start with a disclaimer. This is no financial advice. Trading involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct your own research before trading. This stream and its recording is for educational purposes only. This stream is governed by the stipulations set out on the website tradertom.com, tradertom.com/disclaimer. I believe, look, I have this little cigar box here. I will put my microphone on that, so I'm a little closer to it now. So, I want to trade with you the espresso. DAX was really in a very tight range, really trapped in this sideways movement here, and then at 8:15 just broke out of that and dropped below yesterday's closing price and yesterday's, or the overnight low, which was made yesterday by that time. We are now we will be opening a gap down. Anyway, market structure, I will have a little bit more time after the market opens and we have traded the espresso. So those boxes are 18 points wide. A lot of you guys ask me about the espresso, about the documentation, right? There is no official espresso documentation. And I understand that you might want to have a mechanical strategy that delivers points. But let me tell you something. There is no such thing that will work all the time, right? And also, the espresso, as I trade it, is only forward tested, and I don't know how long it will perform. Plus, I trade it more or less discretionary, so you should be coming here to learn discretionary trading, add to your winners, and make money that way, right? Not try to avoid the hard work that this involves by hoping that there is a holy grail, a magical mechanical strategy out there, that will basically keep you from doing that. No, you need to face your inner demons and get better at this. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you will really be able to achieve your goals. So, placing a long order here. Short order there. Using a stop loss of 36 points is maybe a little bit. I use 40 or something like that. Okay, so I have to adjust the. There you go. 11 seconds. And we are open. Okay. Oh, filled long already. Oops, look at this rejection. Bloody hell. What's happening? Ooh. What a violent open. So we just closed the gap. And now hopefully not trading lower immediately. Okay, Daxi, come on. Okay, we'll delete the short order. We'll post here that I'm long the DAX. So, okay. Thinking I'm taking like 25 points. Close DAX. Close DAX. DAX closed. So, have to ease myself in. Okay, so let's see how much I got out of it. 23 points. Okay. 23. It was probably 65 or something. So then let's take a look at the market structure. Yesterday's session, I didn't trade it, but interesting nonetheless. So I have a large opening candle range here. So the low came in at 854 and the high at 934. That's like what, 80 points. But it closed at 97. So still above the midpoint. But here considerable upper shadow. And then there was just no follow through for the bulls. Basically, DAX trapped in a range, out of which it broke out here with this candle, starting at 1040. That set in motion here this bull push that culminated here at in the high of 24,989, and then again no more follow through for the bulls, and then we retraced back down here. And to where did we retrace? The low here comes in at 866, and look here, the opening candle, the open was at 867. So we came down basically to where the DAX opened, pretty much to the point. So then messy bear channel slash range, and then at 4 in the afternoon with a really nice push upward, and DAX closed at 1730 with at 25,011. And the high of the session, which also roughly coincides with the 1210 high here, came in at 986. So I marked that down here. And the overnight high here at 106. So let's take a look. Oh wow. So First bar negative in the FTSE issued a buy signal at 10,564. FTSE opened at 596. So that's 11 points higher than it closed yesterday. We already filled the gap and traded lower. And now here's also some sort of around 12 a.m. High that gave support so far. DAX again coming down. Again, no follow through for the bulls. Very messy. Thinking if I should skip it in the FTSE. DAX is, so we can maybe. How does Tom draw those lines? For the espresso, probably L tool. Ah. Oh, okay. Always has those fancy lines. So what I want to do here is the overnight low came in here. I want to mark that down here. So that's our overnight low. Overnight is basically, I call overnight everything between sessions, right? So not to be confused with the overnight range that usually is between midnight and 8 a.m. But since we made this move down here, I wouldn't know how to draw that. So, and I keep this line because that was the old session high and that support around here. How do we call it? So, like so. Okay, so we have some orientation. So history seems to repeat itself. Strong start for the DAX. And now no follow through for the bulls. FTSE hasn't really triggered yet the first bar negative. Thing is with the FTSE, other than the DAX, who at least made an effort to fool us, you know, the FTSE is just heading lower. So DAX on the daily chart. Yeah. With some certainly in some bull channel here. This all-time high area up here. This was a terrible sideways movement yesterday. Strong close. Usually when you have, see when DAX here on the daily chart retraces, don't know if that means anything, but the last 2 times we made, let's assume we make a, this was the swing low here and we're heading higher. So we had one strong bull candle and then we had this doji. Here again, more or less strong bull candle, one doji. So that would mean that today might see something like that, that we trace a little bit to about session mid, right? Previous day mid, and then push higher or something like that. So let's see if this is the previous session low and the previous session high is pretty much where DAX closed, right? We can probably agree on that. So let's see if 25,011 plus 24,817. We divide that by 2. So that means the mid comes in at 914. Well, let's mark that down. No. See, I mean, there is support. So maybe with the first bar negative setup, we would buy that support. The problem that I have now is that the market tested it already 1, 2, 3 times, roughly. And at one point, it might do the opposite, right? I think I'm staying away from the FTSE. So guys, there was that Macau event, and then I traded for a little bit, and now I'm back from vacation with my family. It's my first day really on the screen. Didn't trade on vacation, so have to ease myself in here a little bit. I also feel the exhaustion that it took to travel back. But fairly enjoyable. Okay. Okay. Support worked in the FTSE. Okay, we wouldn't have triggered anyway. Sometimes you just simply buy support. Look at that old high here. This is not a first bar negative setup, just by looking at the DAX, that seemed to have been an important high in the 12 or noon hour. You see pretty much reacted to that here. Here's the old close from yesterday at 585. A magnet like that can act as support and resistance. Certainly didn't do at the first candle, just shot right through. But now could act as resistance. So might deflect price here, back down. This doesn't strike me as an easy session today. Bulls now trading above prior bar high, but inside the range of the body of the first candle. Funnily enough. A few more points in it, huh? Certainly bulls making an attempt to break that old pattern here. Too many lines. So we managed to close above previous session close. We're still trading within the confinements of candle number 1. Aggressive school run would dictate a long above 4. Holding off. Okay, FTSE now marching on. See? So I was wrong in my fear that this would trade lower. However, I also don't need to feel bad because we wouldn't have gotten filled here if I put an order in here. Right? So that would never have touched it. But you see, we are also still here trading within the confinements of the very first 5-minute bar. So it took like 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. And we're not even back up here. We're now trading at where I exited the espresso. Aggressive screw run long would be slightly in profit. DAX looking strong now. Stronger. See if we get it to make a new high. So far the high of the day is at 38.6, currently trading at 32. FTSE now retracing below yesterday's close. Body of the current bar number 5, very small. Long upper shadow, 5 seconds to go. Not even managed to close above previous bar. However, the DAX high came in at 38.6. This high was 38.5. 38.5, so we didn't make a new high, but 5 closed at its highs. So now we are trading below the entry point of the aggressive Skuran, now bouncing off of that. So we could take a speculative long position here in half size. And now it's running away. Okay. Why don't we just put an... Ah, okay. There it is. Breaking out now, making new highs. Wanted to take a long position. I'm still a little slow. And there it goes. That sucks. Dick for a tick. So FTSE also making new highs. Let's buy the FTSE instead. I thought I bought the FTSE. Yeah. Long the FTSE. So 10, 5, 9, 8. Buying the high of the day. Like an idiot. Stop is 25 points lower. 10, 5, 7, 3.6. Okay. Switch into a 15-minute chart. Waiting for the school run. We'll probably buy the DAX as well. So let's see if we get... How do I... Ah. Okay. There you go. Can I switch that? Reverse views. Okay. I want to have the FTSE to the left. I don't know why. It's just an old man with his habits. So 5-minute chart on the left on the FTSE, 15-minute on the DAX on the right. Waiting for the FTSE to close. Would love to see a close above 5 and at least above its midpoint. Otherwise I will probably just get out again. Good enough. Take that. So I will put in an order to trade the Skuran long. So let's see. Okay. Not an easy session, ladies and gentlemen. Almost came back down to the entry of the aggressive school run again. Yeah, pretty much. It's a deep retracement. Stand by to close the FTSE, closing FTSE. Closed FTSE. So that didn't really follow through. And the DAX also now prints an inside bar so far. Overnight resistance here. That's the high. But the bulk of the candles is where price has reacted to. Now's the question. Will this be a retracement? The age-old question. Or will we see DAX trading lower? So far, DAX has pretty much ignored the closing price of last session. Was passing through. Oh, maybe it's support now. Remember, screw run long, aggressive screw run long came in above the high of 4. Classical screw run long was never triggered. Okay. Might take the classical screw run short in case it triggers. Stand by for short position. A low is 95. Try to put an order in at 92. Good. That worked. Long stop loss. How deep did we retrace here? Let's see, where's the FIB tool? So I'm measuring now from, let's say, this is the opening candle. Pushed higher, we retraced here. So from this swing low, yeah, till up here. Certainly reacts to that stop loss line. It's a very deep retracement. It's like what, 80% or so? So let's measure one more time from the low of the day. Up here, we retrace the, also very deep. Candles have a lot of overlap. That would actually call for more of a mean reversion play. So we could trade the Andi here. I'm just thinking if bears sell that whole move, maybe there's some more sellers stepping in below 2. Might get filled. Stand by. Short the ducks on a school run. 24,992.8. Stop loss is 94 points higher at 25,086.8. So. Now let's see if a mean reversion play would have been more in our favor. So far, the ante would have been in profit. Fucking hell. Have to be patient. Still good close for the Bears, but there is some lower shadow. Next time, range-bound market, just play the ante. Take 25, 26 points, Andi. Plus the espresso. Would have been a good first day after vacation trading day, huh? No, we have to do the right thing here. Huh? So, questions, ladies and gentlemen. This will be slow. Louis says, "Hi, Andi." And he said that at 9:33. Everything may fall like a rock now, oil is shooting up. So far, Louis, my friend, it's not going to happen. Not happening. Chapent asks, how was a vacation and where? Yeah, well, I'm also want to keep my family maybe out of social media, if you don't mind. Um, we went to somewhere at the sea. Let's put it like that. That was very lovely. Thank you. So, Svetoslav. Hallo Andi, schöne Grüße aus München. Yes, my friend. So, this is an English-speaking channel. So, please stick to the English language. Otherwise, I am compelled to, or I have to translate that for everybody. So, greetings back to beautiful Munich. Yeah, now Louis is sending me a laughing smiley, while I'm 42% offside. That's, that's you with your opinions, right? Everybody knows what's going to happen until it doesn't, right? And then, well, I'm not in. It's not my money. Laughing smiley. I'm losing $40 right now, brother. So, Johan says you executed perfectly until now. Patience, there's always moves after 10 a.m. Reversal on DAX will join later. Yeah. So you see, Johan has a different idea. So Johan, I don't know what you mean by reversal. Right now we are in a range bound market. Basically 3 was an inside bar of 2. I don't mind that little bit of trading below here. So, and now bar number 4 is trading within the body of bar number 3. Fucking hell. Do you see that? I was just violently moving. Some battle going on. I hope the bulls will lose. I'm short. So, right. So, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Reversal. What reversal? It's not like we are in an uptrend here. We're not. So far, we're in a trading range. So, Veronica. Hello, Andy. I'm trying to figure out how Tom draws the blue lines with prices. How did you do it? Cheers. So, yeah, you have to have this beautiful software here, which is for free or donation based, right? And that sits on top of the Trade Nation platform. So if you have this software, you hold down the L key, L, and then it says you drag to draw a horizontal line. So I click and drag, right? So otherwise, you can simply use these drawing tools here. Yeah, boom. And you could even, oops. Make this one baby blue and a little bit thicker. There you have it. You see? Can draw lines with built-in tools. So, still offside. Yay, thanks. Okay, happy to help. So, brother. So, Adrian, don't listen to them. How is trading after time off? Do you feel rusty or slow to react? Did you prepare at all? Just curious. I meant to say hello too. Yeah, hello to you. I mean, I prepare for every session. Of course, I did prepare, but I feel that I'm a little tired, slow, and it sucks to be in this short position right now, because might not play out. Don't want to lose 94 points really. Anyway, so there was a gentleman who writing a long text in German, and guys, please, this is I'm German. I know it's maybe easier for you to write me in German, but if you want me to answer questions here, this is an international channel, and the language here is English. So why should I do the work of translating that German text back to English? Why can't you do it for yourself, please? Right? So so I can just read the question in English and answer it in English. That would be helpful. Yeah. So Ali says, welcome back. Thank you. So Johan says now, that was the guy who said reversal on DAX will join later. Now he says direction long, but they may shop for cheaper price of entry first. You will get you plus on your short before the reversal on the long side. Okay. Johan is very confident in his predictions, don't you think? Johan seems to have a working glass ball. Hey, I wish you're right, brother. So maybe go down to previous session midpoint. Yeah. Like remember on the daily chart on this instance and this here. So far, doesn't look like it. Yeah, he adds now he hopes. Yeah, now you're kind of diluting your message. First, it sounded very clear. You will get your points, and now you're, I hope, kind of back rowing a little bit here. Well, they want to enter more cheap, so there's still chances. They want. So far, you think there's bias below here? I don't know. Yeah, Johan is not in a trade. He's waiting for a cheaper entry. Okay. So. Hi, Andi. Where would you start learning price action if you would start from zero again? Asks Felix. I would probably check all the material from Tom, and if I'm a really big masochist, I would do L. Brooks. Yeah, but I would probably learn. Fuck, that DAX is annoying me. 55 points offside. That's not looking good. So if this bear bar here gets engulfed by two bull bars, also inside pattern, you know, on a lower time frame. That's a triangle. You can even see it here. So that can break out in both directions. And if the overwhelming color is blue here, should probably get out. Fuck me. Such a deep retracement. Can support here, huh? Selling into support on a classic school run. And what can I do? Take my loss now, or wait for a miracle? So far, I mean, if you don't break out here, there's 100% overlap with the previous bar. Maybe get another inside bar and get out at a cheaper price. I don't know. And now I could roughly still save a third of the points. It's hard to cut a loss, right? Because if you always think there's hope, you know. But I'm really majorly annoyed by this DAX position right now. Trades higher and higher. Probably Johan will never be in a position because he wanted to buy cheaper. Supermarket mentality, right? But at least he's not losing. Yeah, well, so, yeah. Starting from zero again, probably learn from somebody who's in the market every day, like really in the market and now risking his own capital. So that's the one guy you can learn from is Tom. Yeah, that's what I would probably do. However, Al Brooks has certainly, say more on an academic level, put a lot of work into deciphering price action, to codify it, to write it into a book, to systematize that. He certainly did the trading world a big favor. Just, what is your goal? Do you want to make money? Do you want to be a trader, or do you want to be an analyst, right? So you need to know your technical analysis, but maybe even more important that you learn how to execute. So this please print another inside bar. Don't break out just yet. Ugh. Probably put my stop loss here. This breaks out. I want to be out of that trade for a loss of 82 points. Fucking hell. Yeah. Out of this trade. So. Taking my loss. Close DAX. Ouch. So. High was 86.5. I will take a long position. If we get filled on the school run, okay, we are long now. Long the ducks. Should have played the ante. Fucking hell. So, okay. 25,090.9. Shit fill. Got some slippage there. Oh, stop needs to be here at 24,995. So. Okay. Now I will hold off a little bit answering your questions. We're approaching overnight high. Hopefully see some follow through. Give me a 4-hour chart. All this range bound nonsense here. Maybe get up here. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? But there are some targets. Certainly, if you play defensively, the bulk seems to be around here. So that means okay, but need to have a little bit more, huh? Okay. How well would the ante have played out, huh? Yeah. So hopefully we see some follow through here on the daily. Okay. Whew, so more questions. Ui, oh, this looks nice, huh? Adding to the ducks. Buying more ducks here. Wow. Bought more ducks. 25, 1, 2, 3. Didn't want so much action on my first day. Fucking hell, it's shooting up now. Like crazy. 25,058.1. Okay. I will put all stops to 25,058. Okay. I tried to. 25,058. Okay, up is there. For some reason, it's displaying strangely. So this is an old high here. No, it's not an old high. It's a... What did I mark there actually? On the, I think it was on the 4 hour. Yeah, the sort of the bulk of the previous highs here seem to be around here. Hmm. Shooting up. All right, so a couple more questions. Johan gets cocky. What time is it, Andy? He wrote that at 10:02. Uh-huh. But you said you would buy lower, right? No, you didn't. So this after the fact narrative, my friend. Right? So stick to your narrative, and I will respect you for that. So I just stick to my guns. So I just took a long position on the screw run. Simple as that. So there we go. All right. Camille, on Monday I was about to take a short, classical above previous M5, hesitated and boom, Trump tweet minus 100 points on NASDAQ. There you go. That fucking really sucks. Watching the chart never helped me pull the trigger. Thankfully, the analysis was spot on. Lol. LOL. Oh, now I'm. God, this is just. Guys, this sucks. Okay, but it will not go up without retracing, right? It will not go up without retracing. So hopefully we survive with the stop at 0.58. So yeah, exactly. So Daniel, hi Andi, love learning L. Brooks price action. How is he trading live? Did you see him trading? Greetings from Munich. Yeah, that's the thing. Al Brooks doesn't really take many trades. I think he loves more to analyze and narrate the price action, and he took a few. Yeah, not really. I mean, in Macau, the only guy who was really trading like big size, that was Tom. As always. That's the thing. Andrew, hi Andy, let's make some money today. Didn't work out so far, huh? Positive Wednesdays here. We know you love Wednesdays. Sending positive energies. Yeah. So, Andrea, my Italian friend, he's on vacation. Good luck. Good luck, bro. So that's the thing, right? Spent, he says, that's always the problem in cutting losses. Hope dies last, money first. There you go. Yeah, I had to cut that. Could have cut that earlier, but we had a clear breakout. Could have also reversed earlier. Could have gotten out earlier. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? So, we're long now. Fuck it. Timon, hi Andy, greetings from Germany. Why didn't you take the anti? I also didn't take it. The daily chart could look bullish after yesterday candle. Thanks for explaining. Yeah, why didn't I? Why didn't I, right? Why didn't I? I think we all could agree that a long position above the second 15-minute bar here, that would be the reasonable trade in any case, right? So the long on the classic school run, 2 bull bars here, new high. So after a strong bull close here on the daily, we all agree. So now the thing is what we do when the short signal is triggered, right? Do we play the anti, or do we bet on a reversal? So I think I was contemplating taking it. I was even marking here previous session swing high. There it is. Let's put it exactly there. Yeah, we got pretty much support from there, right? But I found that, to be honest, that retracement to be very deep. Like deeper than 61.8%, like deeper than anything I would consider. So, and technically that wasn't an inside bar anymore. But yeah. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That was the decision at that point, and it was the wrong decision. Now I'm long. Added to it, around here there were the bulk of the highs of the previous days, so it was a good point to get out. Didn't. So hopefully this was a retracement, a pullback, and we get maybe another push higher for us to exit. That would be lovely. Let's see. That's, you know, that's the thing with making decisions. You make decisions under fire, live. You know, you can analyze all you want. At one point, you have to pull the trigger, and then just apply money management and hope for the best. So, was it unreasonable to add to a winning trade like that when you see such a strong push? No, wasn't. Right? Was it unreasonable to move stop losses up? No, it wasn't. However, if you see this here now, what would you do? Would you take the 25 points and run? Would you close the add-on, or would you just hope we get a retest of the highs here at least? So that's the decisions we need to make, right? So, and that's the compelling thing about trading. I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't. Do I like that close here? Do I like that long shadow here? No, I don't. Do I feel uncomfortable? Yes, I do. It is what it is, right? Look, I'm not pretending I'm the greatest analyst under the sun. I know my price action, but hey, I make mistakes, especially, you know, live. When you're really trading, it's always easy to look left, you know, and make your narrative fit the candles that you see there. But right then and there, to decide whether you want to buy or sell, so looking at that, that was wrong to sell short there, clearly. But we only know that, unfortunately, after the fact. So, what level are you targeting on DAX? Yeah, I'm just looking here on the daily chart here. Here's an old high. There's an old high. I drew there some lines. Right now, honestly, I would just be happy if we would revisit this high here. Let's see. DAX still strong, still bulls seem to be in control. But whether this is a swing low and this is the start of a push higher of another leg, we don't know yet, right? We can as well start a trading range. We can even reverse. You know, a lot of things can happen. It's right now I'm seeing what you see. Push up, pull back. Hopefully the next push up will get us more points. So I would have loved if this candle would have closed up here or above, but you know, such a fast move that costs energy, right? So, and that energy might have been depleted here. Also here, some bulls were probably closing their positions, profit taking. Then what happens then is that price falls and that attracts more buyers, right? So see, the age-old back and forth. Vencislav says FTSE triggered long. Oh, that was at 9:55. Okay. Frank writes, welcome back, Andy. Okay. There we go. I'm closing DAX now for 87 points. Closing DAX. So, closing DAX. Closing DAX. So let's see how much I really got. Plus 58.5 and plus 26.4. So, if you don't mind, just want to make my money back. And is there anything wrong with staying long? Probably not. We already traded above bar number 14, so we might see a push higher. Yeah. So I was just looking at the bulk of, and how do you mark that? The bulk of the 4-hour highs here is around that area. So God beware, we take out that high and that high, then sky's the limit, ladies and gentlemen. Daily chart looks like yesterday strong bull close, today trading higher above that. Maybe we get a close above that, right? So where would it close? I don't know, right? So, but could also be something like this here, huh? Or like this. So that means that this, we might have seen the high of the day. If that repeats and we close further down here. I don't know. I don't know. Seems to be some profit taking around the 150 level here. So again, where on the 4 hours there's the bulk of the highs. Around that area. So we saw DAX reacting to it, pulling back here. So, and then what you want to see is now a push higher, right? So, do we get it? I don't know. I thought that a revisit of this high was a, and that together with that, the resistance in that area was a good place to take profit. So that's what I did. Okay. 9 more questions. 10. Adrian says, I'm glad adding to short position. That was, I don't want to trade against you. What would you say was the part of your short trade that if you fixed would help the most? I mean, you mean this one? Was the part of your short trade that if you fixed would help the most? I don't know. You take a trade, you feel like you're, or you see that you're on the wrong side of the market. So you know, I could have gotten out earlier, right? So maybe on this close, but that was technically still an inside bar. So maybe you get an inside bar. Hope dies last, right? But I also said that on a smaller time frame, an inside bar is a triangle, and then you might see a breakout out of that triangle. And in which direction? Unfortunately, that bear bar here is basically from two sides sandwiched, you know, in between bull bars. So that's why I put my stop loss above here. I was like, okay, if we break out here, I don't want to be in that short position anymore. So my original stop loss was here, above the signal bar here of the school run, and then yeah, here I could have probably reversed. I thought I might as well take the clean breakout when we make a new high here on the regular school run. So got to fill a couple points higher than I would have wanted to, but fair enough. It's all good. So, but again, it was a regular school run short. The anti would have worked better. Clearly found support here. Over there. There. MKA from Turkey. Hello, Andy. Hope you're keeping well. I've got a quick question, please. What is the kill zone time window for UK 100 and DAX? Thank you. What do you mean by kill zone time window? What is a kill zone? I don't know what a kill zone is. I have no idea. Please explain what a kill zone is. Can somebody explain to me what a kill zone is? So, Toby from China. Hello, please can you explain the espresso? Stop loss and take profit risk rewards targets also. Thank you. Yeah. So, my friend Toby, while I was taking the espresso in the morning, what did I say? I said that a lot of you guys asked me that, right? And I'm saying again and again and again and again. I give the same answer basically. I'm always saying it's not. Tom is still to release an official documentation of it. Go find Tom's resource channel. There's a lot of documentation. There's like a hell of a lot of documentation, but not for the espresso. Then I say, Tom asked me to explain the espresso on my first appearance here on the YouTube channel, right? So go to the first video where I appeared. Doesn't matter, I explained it both in the EU and the US session, right? So go there and you will basically, you will find these slides here, yeah? But that's my documentation and my interpretation, right? That's not, it's not official released from Tom. So, and then while I was taking it, and there we get a push higher. There you go. So at that point, it's just a paradigm, right? Tom I certainly can guarantee you that Tom would be still long and would be still adding, right? And guess what? That's why he makes so much money, right? And if he's wrong, that's why it hurts so much. So whoever is still long the DAX, well played, right? So, well played. So, but back to the espresso. So I took the espresso here. And while I was taking the espresso, I was saying, I understand that a lot of you guys would love a mechanical strategy that would make you money, you know, you can maybe even put on autopilot, just ask Claude or ChatGPT or whatever to code you an expert advisor for MT4 or MT5 or whatever you use, you know, and make money while you sleep, you know, on autopilot. And the problem that that I have with that is I've never seen a purely mechanical approach that would work for a long time, right? So if you go down that route, you constantly have to backtest, right, and to adjust, and that's a lot of work. And now I'm really pissed that I'm not long the DAX anymore. Anyway, so what Tom is trying to teach you here, and maybe to a lesser extent because I think I'm it's still crazy that I'm sitting here, to be quite honest, but here I am teaching you, okay? So how to add to your winners, right? How to trade discretionary, how to follow your convictions, and ultimately that's the way to survive in the markets and also to make money. And if you just follow Tom's philosophy, you know, I got out here and I got good reasons for it, but Tom would be long, and he would be long not because of market structure or price action, just because of his philosophy. If there is a larger move, he wants to be in, and he wants to add to the winners, and he wants to take all the profit then. Yeah, no, not just some, and not scale out and take half profit or whatever, you know. And that's how he made his fortune, and that's how he's programmed, and that's for him also very hard to do something differently than that. So, but that's the kind of trading that probably that's at the heart of what this channel is all about. Tom Hougaard's philosophy or methodology to approach trading, right? And it's hard to compact that into a 90-minute or 2-hour session. Yeah. So and to be able to do that requires a lot of work. That requires to fight your inner demons, you know, to overcome a lot of fears. Fear-like. I mean, you have seen that I was like 60, 70 points in profit or whatever, and then on the pullback, it went to minus, right? The whole position. Yeah. I stayed in, and I was at least hoping for a retest. I got my retest. So, and Tom would still be in and hold that thing. Yeah. So that's just how it is. Yeah. And that's what this channel is all about. And I know why you all ask me about the espresso, because you think the espresso is a shortcut, right? So you don't need to deal with all those things, you know, with your fears and inner demons, and don't need to work on all of that, right? That's why you're asking me for the espresso all the time. I get it, but I would want you to rather focus on this here and get better at this, because it will serve you better in the long run. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Felix says, I'm also pissed, wanted to get in like 5 times but didn't get the trigger. Seeing a winner run without you hurts the most in this game. Yeah, it does. You know, now have closed out here, and not being in that, I'm just doesn't sit well with me. But here you go. Here, Rory said he took profit, but he just bought again. Well done, Rory. Well done. Haj Habibullah says, welcome back, Karaoke Andi. Hope you had a fantastic holiday. Great to have you back. Thank you, my friend. Glad to be back with you guys. Bart says, Tom said lately that German people rarely say any jokes. What to prove him wrong? I'm joking. Nice to have you back, Andy. We missed you, brother. Yeah, I missed you too, guys. Good to be back. I'm not sure if I'm that funny, but here we go. So, and there, you know, I say all of that, and then, sure enough, Mo asks, "Hi, so much information. Where can I find the first video? I wanted to learn the espresso strategy." You tell me you can't go to Tom's YouTube channel on your own and just scroll down until you find the first video where I appear, because I would have to do the same, brother. You know, I would have to do the same. To answer the question, you're basically you're just trying to delegate the search for that video to me, right? And I would have to search for that thing myself, you know. It's not like I know that. So, yeah, you know, okay, let's do that. YouTube.com. Okay. Oh. Trader Tom. Oh, that's me live. Go here. Go to Tom's channel. Oops. I'm an administrator there. So now you see all those thumbnails here. So I would click on live, right? And I would scroll down. You see here's some thumbnails with me and some with Tom. And you just scroll until, yeah, well, you only see Tom. And then you scroll back up until you find the first with me. And guess what? Here's only Tom. Now you scroll back up. Look at that. The 10th video. EU session with Karaoke Andy. So you click on that. There I explain the espresso. Hope that helps. So now you delegated that to me, what you could easily have done yourself. Yeah, that's how you want to spend the time here. That's all right. You get to ask the questions. I only get to answer them. So Frank says, hello, welcome back, Andy. Bar 14 was week high. Future RTH market. Tja, and guess what? We just superseded that high, and I'm not in. Hello, so there is Veronica from Sweden. Hello, what is the ante? Oh, Veronica, maybe you're new to this, so I will kindly tradertom.com. So this is Tom's website, tradertom.com. You can go to resources, but I would urge you to go to live trading. And here you find a link to Trader Tom resource channel, which will basically take you to another Telegram group where Tom just posts resources, right? And there you find a documentation of Tom's signature entry technique, which is the school run, which involves, I can also tell you that. So this is the first 15-minute bar of the session, right? This is the second 15-minute bar of the session. So in the school run basically says you go long above, once price trades above the high of the second 15-minute bar, you go long, which I basically did. If it trades below, you go short, which I did. So I lost on the short. I more or less made the money back on the long position. So, and the ante is a concept that under certain circumstances, which are not really, there's still some research to be done. But yeah, under certain circumstances, you do the opposite. So instead of selling short below when price trades below the second 15-minute bar, you would buy. And here it would have worked beautifully. But vice versa, when price trades above, you would sell short. That's the ante, right? It's a mean reversion trade, basically, as opposed to a breakout trade. So, hope that answers the question. Tom calls that situational analysis, as opposed to technical analysis. Tom was looking at a lot of second 15-minute bars in a lot of stock indices for a long period of time, and find out that there's an edge in that. So, however, people ask about targets or risk-reward ratios or whatever. The only thing that's defined on the regular school run is where the stop loss is placed. The stop loss is placed on the opposite side of the signal bar. On the ante, that's not defined. And never is the exit defined. So the exit is always discretionary. So you always have to look where to get out. And that is in line with Tom's philosophy. Tom doesn't operate with targets. Tom just stays in. Can I say? He doesn't. Because look, bar 14, probably on the 5-minute, here one gentleman said that bar 14 high was the weekly high on the futures. Guess what? We're trading higher, right? I was getting out here because retest of that high plus a lot of highs on the 4 hours, so there is definitely some sort of resistance. Now, guess what? We're trading higher, or we did get another push higher. So at that point, it's only philosophy, right? So adding to a winner, there's no rules for that. You can make up some rules for that, but Tom certainly usually adds skyscraper style, like 100% on top. Sometimes on a pullback, sometimes when we make a new high, sometimes every 20 or 50 or whatever points, or just sometimes shooting from the hip. So there's no exits defined. And only if you add to your winners and squeeze out the moves, right, you can make money on the school run. When you backtest it, that's already a flaw, because you would have to define a target, right, to see, okay, what's the actual efficacy here. But that's not how Tom really trades. Hannes says, hey Andy, great to have you back. Question and answer: when you were in your learning stage of trading, which habit of yours, if you had one, was the hardest to control, unlearn to be a better trader? Oh, man, I'm telling you, with you, I trade in one lot here. When I'm by myself, I trade a little bigger. Size is an amplifier. So if I would put there 100 lots, all those things that I got rid of, or got somewhat under control, let's put it like that, they would come back, and they would come back with force, right? So it's a constant struggle. Yeah. So when I was taking profit here, as good reasons as I might have had, a part of me just wanted to also make my money back. So I was trading my account here, clearly, than the market. Clearly. So I'm still guilty of a lot of those things, right? When I'm trading with you and I have the feeling everybody's watching me, man, and there's a time constraint, and I know I have to, or I feel like I have to deliver something here that adds to it. Yeah, but I think cutting losses. You've seen me struggling with that. Eventually, I probably cut 14 points. Could have cut maybe 30 points. At least I got out. That's hard for me, but the hardest part is to not take profit, and I believe that's true for most of the traders, and that's the real reason why most traders don't make money. Now they take profits too early, or take half profits or whatever. Need to ride those winners. So, there is a Benjamin from France. Hello, Andy. I have a question, but first of all, thank you for showing up and trading live with us. I enjoy your streams. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. However, I don't enjoy not being in that DAX anymore. About my question, how can I know when to stop when I'm losing? I have had days where I recover from big losses, but some days I don't, and I keep trading, hoping I can break even, but end up nuking my account. How do I know when to stop on a losing day? That's a good question. So, well, and Tom might have a different philosophy here. So, Tom always shows up. Tom always doesn't matter how the environment is. He's always doing his job, and he's always firing a lot of trades. Because Tom is of the mindset that he will never give up. So even if he has a big drawdown or whatever, what's the alternative? He would ask you. So he continues trading. So now, this is not me saying that, but there's an old pit trader at the CME, Nasdaq trader, called Parks, P-A-X. So, and Parks says, if it ain't easy, I don't want it, right? So, and there is some merit to that. Some days you just get a move right from the open, right from the get-go, and it just goes, right? So, and you just stay in and add to it and take a huge amount of profit. And some days you just, okay, this is the overnight market here, but you get my point. Some days you get just chop like that. So let's say you're trading the school run and the brunch break and all of that, and those are breakout trades, right? So in a choppy market, you get chopped up literally. You lose on every breakout because it's always trading back into the range. So a mean reversion trader would thrive on this. But if you're a trend follower, want to catch big moves, want to trade breakouts and all of that, if you have something like that, yeah, let's put it like that. There's easy environments. So let me ask you this. If there are days where it's definitely easy to make money, or relatively easy, I also closed out here, could still be in. Yeah, it's hard to practice what you preach, actually, but you see, I'm a human being. I have my flaws. Trying to show you, I took also a big loss here. Probably made it back. It's maybe even a profitable session so far because there was a little bit of profit on the espresso and a scratch on the FTSE trade. But I should be long. I feel I should be long now. Yeah. Anyway, but let's if there's days when it's easy to make money, why do you want to lose so much on a day where it's actually hard? You already have proven to yourself that today you suck, or the market environment is just not right for you, or just that's one of those days where nothing works. I'm not like Tom. I don't trade for 20 years. I've never sat at a professional desk or whatever. So I'm a full-blown retail trader, right? So I never had a risk manager breathing down my neck. I can tell you this: when I suck, when I lose, the sooner I stop, the sooner I physically remove myself from the screens, the better, right? Because I would probably just deal more damage. And I get it. Your brain up there, your reptile brain, wants equilibrium. You want to make that money back, and you want to make that money back now, right? And as much as I understand that, and as much as you should understand your reptile brain there, and why it's urging you to make that money back, you should also regard the overall situation, which is it's not the right environment, or you just suck, or it's just not your day, or it's one of those days, it's not the right time to make it back. Yeah, so what that means is you took a big loss. Probably you even were a little bit on tilt. You threw overboard all your rules that you made for yourself. I will stop trading after X euros in minus, or after 3 losses in a row, I will stop trading. So we all make those rules and then we break them, right? Because of that reptile brain. But now, this is the point where you really should remove yourself. And you probably don't even know why, because you just, I can make it back. And then, but, you remove yourself anyway. And then you go through those stages, right, of frustration and denial. I can still make it back. Nope, you close that fucking PC down and you walk away. Don't make things worse. And then you slowly, realization will kick in. You will realize, that I have pissed away the profits of, I don't know, a day, a week, a month, a quarter. It will take a long time to make that back eventually. But at least you haven't made it worse. Yeah. So that's the thing. As soon as you stop doing more damage, the better. Yeah. So why would you want, if you for so many days and weeks and months, you're trying to get that P&L up, and then you piss it away in one day? That is just, do you really want to be that guy? And if you've done that, and I have certainly done that, and probably a lot of you guys have done that, not everybody is admitting that, maybe screenshot that, and remind yourself before you go into a new trading session, to not be that guy who's pissing away those hard-earned profits. That was not an easy session. It was my first one after the bloody vacation, I don't know how much that was, 25 points, then minus 80 something, and then, I don't know, was it plus 80 or 70 something? I don't know. Small profit for the day, That was a hard session. So if I pissed that away, and that after many of those hard sessions, in a single day, what I accumulated over weeks and weeks of hard work, that is just, I don't want to be that guy, and maybe you also don't want to be that guy. That would be my answer. Richard says, good recovery, welcome back. There you go. Adrian says, thanks. Now it's typing something. Johan says, Killzone, some ICT thing. All right, guys. I don't know. I've never really looked into ICT, and I will probably never do that, because as far as I know, the guy doesn't trade live, and I refuse to learn from people who don't trade live, right? So, and there's also this guy out there. How is he called? Iman. So I don't know if this Iman trading or Iman trading has its own agenda, in doing that, but he certainly put a lot of effort into claims that he looked for 3 months into ICT and exposing him or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea if any of that is true or if there's some substance to it. I don't know. I don't know. Just be careful out there. There's a lot of fake gurus. I don't know if ICT is one of them. To me, I haven't really looked into it. Looked like there's some old concepts that are just repackaged and whatever. But to me, I don't know if that guy can trade. So that's the thing. So I probably wouldn't want to learn from him. So Ciela, hi Andy, nice to see you. Could you please give some analysis of the DAX situation right now? Where should we re-enter? And he asked that at 10:31. So Ciela, right now, that's just maybe here on a pullback, right? So who knows if you get another leg up? Huh? Who knows when this will end? There's certainly, if you look on the 4-hour chart, there's the high from the 14th of July. It's up here, right? There's a high here from the 10th of July. That's up here. So why wouldn't we get here? And if we take that out, you know, on a daily chart, we're on a good way. Who knows how far that goes? So, and if you think, and this is just, I see the same as you do, I don't know. Right now, that looks like a bull trend, right? So on a bull trend, always in long, buy for any reason. If you want to have a good entry, you try to buy on a pullback. But I don't know what will happen. It can also be, can be that we reverse here. Why? I don't know, because here is certainly some resistance. So can be that we go higher, which is probably at this point is more likely. Even after the last 15-minute bar looked like that, we're on a good way to reclaim that. Well, and there's also the third option that we end up in a sideways movement, in a trading range. So, and then the optimist would then call that a bull flag or a bullish pennant, and then again hoping for continuation. So buy for any reason on a bull bar on close, when you make a new high, on a pullback. If you believe that this goes on and you want to be in, buy for any reason. Huh? I am out. It's painful to watch the market trade higher, but I don't want to run after the market, right? So, and there's some merit to what I said here being some sort of resistance. We are approaching old highs here above, but who knows? So I can only just say that a guy like Tom is less technical analysis and structure. There's more philosophy. So I'm long, I stay long, right? So because if you ever want to be in a trend day, that like one of those rare ones that start down here, and maybe it is one, maybe it starts down here and ends up in the opposite corner of the screen. If you ever want to ride that whole thing, if you want to capture that whole move, yeah, and you need to build a habit of staying in, right? Not like me getting out here, stay in. So, Rory, I just think don't be scared about getting back in. Think like Tom, it's going up, and if you're wrong, then you just cut losses quickly. Don't make it too complicated. Yeah, it's a good point, right? So, from Pakistan. Ah man, you showing us how to find a video on YouTube was a loud laughter. Mitool says, how do you deal with FOMO when you've closed and the market keeps running higher? What I've been doing lately is just closing my trading platform, but wondering if you have any tips. Now, first of all, fear of missing out is real, right? But on the other hand, bull trends are real. And if you have good reasons to believe, and not running after the market, but good reasons to believe you're trading higher, it's also it's also no reason why you wouldn't get back in. Yeah? Of course, it's better if you stay in, because you always have to pay the spread again, and you always keep wondering how far this can go, and where it will stop. So that's also true. If you have a bull trend like that is intact, that means you make higher highs and higher lows. So maybe bar 25 now will make a higher high. Yeah, there's no reason not to get back in. Is that really acting out of FOMO, or is that you just reading the price action? You want to be in that move. But yeah, you have to differentiate to get back in for a good reason. It's a bull trend. You buy for any reason, always in long, on a pullback, on a strong bull close, on a new high, or just running after the market when you want to either want to make back money or make money at all because you just break even for now, close too early. I know, man. Just made a new high. Yeah. There you go. So, my friend Patex. Hello, brother. Thanks for tuning in. I have a question for you. How do you view the never-ending struggle between finding what works for you as a trader versus growing and rewiring your brain? Like with the walk away from trading, should one learn to overcome emotions and be able to trade all day like Tom, or should one acknowledge that on bad days walking away is better? I'm torn between those two. Yeah. I think if you're a retail trader and you don't have a long history, and with the long history comes the confidence of trading profitably, right? So let's differentiate here. That there's certainly merit in walking away. If nothing works out for you, or the market environment is not doing you any favors, bloody hell, just walk away and return when it's easier, when there's an easier day to make money. Just ride that fucking thing and don't get out like me. It's going up here. FOMO is real, right? FOMO is real. So. Yeah, Renas asks, do you not think that taking consistent points is better than one big run maybe in a whole week? Clearly not. The big money is in trading, is in trend following. Yeah. The big money is in trend following. Yeah, exactly how Tom made his fortune is by riding that, staying in, adding to your winners. That's how you make a fortune in trading. Yeah. So the thing with the consistent points is exactly that. It's the consistency. Look at that. How can you make consistent points on a school run here where I had like a 94-point stop loss, right? So even though I cut it a little bit, it was still over 80 points hit. So that doesn't work like that. Otherwise, I couldn't have such a large stop loss, right? There's some people, scalpers out there, who are able to do that. But if you're scalping, you need a win rate high in the 80s. Yeah. And yeah, of course, if you take quick profits, then your win rate goes up immediately. So, but when you take a hit, when you have a larger stop, ouch. Yeah. And you have to also radically cut your losses. It's not that easy to extract. And I'm so pissed right now. Anyway. So here's Edvald. Hi, Andi. I think it's great to start the day with you. I might be helpful to make an intro video with a general explanation of Espresso and School Run. I've been watching you for months and keep seeing the same questions coming back. On other channels, there's a waiting room before the session starts. A nice introductory video explaining the trades you are taking would fit well there. Yeah, Edvald, I also think that I also believe that people who come here are all smart people, well-educated people, perfectly capable to read messages and look for documentations. And yeah, and there are some newbies, and they might have questions. And if the questions repeat themselves, yeah, what can I do? As to a waiting room and a FAQ session and a bulletin board or whatever, you have to see, guys, I don't own this channel. I'm a guest here. That's Tom's channel. It's his channel, his rules. I'm a mere guest here. He made me administrator of the Telegram group, so I can post messages there. I do that. I'm also on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, a manager, so I can put videos there. But that's basically it, right? So that would be a suggestion for Tom, and he has his ways of doing things, and that's all constructed around his persona. So I'm here since, I think, when did I start? April. Yeah. So for 3 months now, here's another guy in that channel. Before that was only Tom, and the structure is still built around that one guy. Yeah. Wow. So okay, let's 11 more questions. Start of the day. Hi Andy, thanks for your content. At what size of account you think we can make a living with trading? Of course, depends where you live. Skill sets. I mean, there was a time where Tom was. Look at it like that. So Tom risks or starts with a risk of 1% per trade, then he slowly increases size as the account grows, but 1% risk. So that means on a 10,000 euro account, a 1% risk would be $100, right? 100 euros. on 100,000 would be 1,000 euros. Yeah? So I don't know. It's now end of July, and Tom is up 40%. Yeah, 40%. Didn't withdraw anything. There were years where Tom were making several 100% per year, right? But just that should give you an indication. Yeah. If you make 40% in half a year on a 10,000 account, yeah, that's 4K. Yeah. Will that cover your living expenses? Probably not. So, but it's realistic. Tom had significant drawdowns, always recovered from them. Maybe you don't get to have that kind of drawdowns, but then you also probably will not have those huge winners that Tom has because of that philosophy, right? Hard to answer. Yeah. Oh, and Don is now also asking the chart that I'm looking at when you trade, because with DAX, for instance, we are looking at CFD charts, which is broker chart. Is it not better to also watch the future charts where levels tend to be better respected? Thanks, Andi, for answering. So, the thing is, my brother, if you go here, before the session starts, you go to CNBC or you go to Deutsche Börse. Right? Oh. And you look at the prices here. Also, when you look at the last closing price, guess what? They reflect what you see on a CFD chart, because that is a reflection of the DAX cash market, right? And in the DAX, cash is king, right? So the official closing price, the high, the low of the session, stuff that's all cash prices. And the futures market is a different story. But when you open, we can do that here, no problem. Indices, European. So let's take the Germany 40 rolling future. So the price is a little bit different. Yeah, DAX trading at 25,305 on the futures, and 203 or 205, like 100 points, and that changes daily, But otherwise, to me, they look exactly the same. Yeah. Plus in the DAX, you got the cash market. So where the DAX is officially opened between 9 a.m. and 17:30 Frankfurt time. To me, it's no reason to trade futures. It's more expensive because you always have to pay a round trip. Here, CFDs, to me, are the superior instrument. But that's my opinion. A lot of you guys are futures traders. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see a reason why I should trade futures if I can trade the same market. Looks exactly the same on CFDs for cheaper. Yeah. Oh. Guys, it's 11:15. I take one more question, and I take that from Shimon. Hello, Andi. Recently, while backtesting my strategies on the DAX and Nasdaq indices, I noticed a strange phenomenon. Wednesdays turned out to be my most profitable days, while Mondays and Fridays were the least profitable. I was wondering whether you have noticed something similar. Yeah, Wednesdays is my shittiest days, and that's where I get to trade with you. As a result, I've been trying to adapt my strategy to specific days of the week, but it feels like this might not be the right approach. Do you have any advice on this? The strategy seems to perform worse around the opening and closing of the trading week, while it seems to work better in the middle of the week. I don't really have a problem with sitting Mondays and Fridays out if that's what the data suggests, but I was wondering whether there's a way to make those days work rather than simply avoiding them. Yeah, again, philosophy, right? At the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen, right? So you just look left, basically, and that's your data. But you can't look forward. So whatever your strategy is, but if your strategy involves, I want to be in that move as long as possible, I want to add to my winners, and I want to squeeze points out as many as possible. If that's your goal, yeah, that might come. You might see a trend day on a Monday or on a Friday. Has happened before. So in that sense, you would avoid opportunities. So, however, and that's the thing, I talked about purely mechanical strategies, because if you backtest, you have to define the exit. Yeah. So if it's purely mechanical thing, and you have hard data that suggests, okay, on a Monday or on a Friday, it just doesn't perform. And there's nothing wrong with sitting that out, but now we're just trading higher. Fucking hell. Probably have to switch that off. Man, doesn't sit well with me. So, trading can everything you want it to be. So why don't you look at different strategies? Why don't you look at different markets or whatever? Do you really want to waste those days where you could work productively, where you could be in the markets making money? Why would you not take those? I mean, why would you avoid those opportunities? Because for a specific strategy, some data suggests that you should sit out a Monday. Well, I don't know, man. Good. So, wow, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It has been absolute honor and pleasure to be back with you. Good to be back with you. Was my first day. Doesn't sit well with me that DAX is trading higher now, and I'm not in. But hey, we made some points. We learned something. Thanks for being here with me, Karaoke, and